Hi there guys, it's Carlos here at Carlos Coaching Corner. Once again, thanks for watching my video guys. Today guys, I've had a few requests about a guy here. He says, hi Carlos, how do I make my players play with a smile on their faces? And basically, his name's Alan, so I would, and obviously I've got another 3 emails requesting similar thing, so I would like to talk to you guys about this one. Okay, this particular one, in order to make your players play with a smile on your face, on their faces, sorry, it's a very good one. Now, how do you do that? First and foremost, make sure your players understand the philosophy of the team. So make sure they understand what you are trying to get out of them in terms of football, in terms of technical, in terms of tactical, in terms of physical, in terms of psychological, in terms of social. So they understand exactly what the ethos of that team is. Now, the other one is making sure the player plays with freedom, at the same time knowing exactly what his duties are in possession and out of possession. Okay, making sure he understands his duties in set pieces, making sure that he understands exactly what he needs to be, when to be, how to be, and who to support or talk to in relation to his position, in relation to where the ball, and in relation to where the opposition is. Do you understand what I'm saying? Now, too many times I speak to coaches and managers, and I get a lot of the times confused myself with how some coaches and managers and players out there sometimes misinterpret. Like, I give you an example, like sometimes the balls in the opposition opposition defensive third, and some players, for instance, all of a sudden these players decides to press, right, and this player just hangs about here. Okay, now he's being told to hold his position, as an example, for instance, in relation when the ball's sitting in the center, as an example. But because that guy's gone there and the ball's on the right hand side, he thinks it's still the same thing to play. Now, if the ball's on the left hand side, he still holds his position. Believe it or not, some of you guys might say, oh well, I'm telling you. And some players take it literally for any position on the pitch. So i.e. the ball might be in here and he'll be here. He's out of possession and he's kind of like waiting for the team to get in possession. He's not defending either zonally or marking anybody just in case there's a trigger, you know? So I want to see, and what I want to see from my players is a completely, not a reaction, it's a pre-reaction to what trigger can happen. So if I'm a striker, my left back's got the ball, he's just lost the ball. Now, I've got to get pictures in my head. What about if we win the ball right away? Where am I in relation to where the ball is, into where my opposition is, into where my team is? You see, I've got to understand where do I need to be, and this is what I'm going to do a really good sort of video about that, talking about wherever the ball is in relation to each player's position. Not my methodology, but I'll tell you about the basic movements that you need to do. So that really gives you some indication where some players should be in relation to where the ball is, regardless of your formation, okay? Whether you want to do a 4-3-3 or 4-4-2 or a 4-1-3-2, and however you want to play, okay? That doesn't really matter. Now, going back onto the list itself, make sure, obviously, you understand your players' capabilities. And also, are they egocentric driven, are they associative driven, or are they collective driven, or are they the 3, or which one predominantly goes more? Now, for the guys that don't understand, this is a little bit more about football science. Egocentric skills tend to really happen between the age of 6 all the way up to the age of 10. The associative skill, depending on some players, will develop around 9, 10, all the way up to 12, and once they get to 12, they start getting onwards, they start getting these sort of collective skills, which is obviously associating other things. Now, what this means is, egocentric is when they think everything happens in football because of themselves. So every time they get the ball, they'll try to do everything, okay? Associative skills is more when you associate players around you, say, i.e. a midfielder will associate a striker in front of him, or right midfielder, or his centre back. Collective is when a player, say a centre back or midfielder, associates every player on the pitch and the opposition, and in relation to the ball where it is. So he brings all the gaming management in. Okay, now, do you understand your player? Do you understand what your player brings to the table in relation to what I've just said? Now, if you ask an egocentric player to do associative things in collective things, you know men's land, as they say, so you've got to make sure you understand that particular thing. Okay, now the other one is obviously encourage your players to really make sure they express themselves and really make sure they go out there with confidence to try anything. Honestly, I really want to see people to go out there and express themselves. Be relaxed at the same time, knowing your job. That's two different things. A lot of people say when you are just be relaxed, it's just, just do whatever you like, and without having any sort of authority for or sort of like love for the thing you're doing. So make sure you go out there. Don't just do whatever you want to do. So make sure that's bang on. Obviously, make sure you motivate, encourage, coach, and get that really inspirational sort of great coach out of you and great manager out of you, so your players can really get that smile on their faces, and constantly encourage. That constantly encouraging coaching, that's going to get them to highest level. Okay guys, I hope that's good for you guys. Until next time guys, it's Carlos here at Carlos Coaching Corner, always trying to inspire you. Take care of yourselves.